Thank you very much, dear Vice Minister Professor Liu, dear First Major Bärbel Diekmann. Welcome here at Bonn on behalf of the federal government. A warm welcome to be here. It's the 7th time of this type of conference, and we are also very proud that this international scientific conference will be here at that place discussing these highly relevant topics. And also it's a great pleasure and honor for me to open this conference here on social challenges of global change. As you said, this is a very impressive number of papers and participants from many countries, and also in our perspective it's very important to have such a great number of participants from developing countries in this topic, because these countries are a key player for the topic here. Ahead of you, there are lying 4 days of intensive discussion. You have made your way to Bonn from 90 different countries, and the key is to discuss new approaches on the one hand, and also to build and to forge and to push networks which are really necessary. The fact that so many researchers are dealing with the human dimensions of global change and that this conference had met with such a positive response from the international community is a good sign and indicates a positive contribution which the social sciences and the humanities can and must make to tackle these global challenges. And it's clear we need the social sciences, we need the humanities to solve the challenges we are confronted with. There is a huge need to bring together technological issues, natural science issues, economic issues, and dimension of the social sphere to keep the effects of climate change to a tolerable level. There are many questions which you are confronted with. How can we shape the necessary transformation processes? What are the behavior of the different stakeholders? What are their decision criteria? How that fits with the necessary paths and solutions we are needed? How is the interplay between policymakers, entrepreneurs, individual, private households? What are changes we are seeing in the role of the state or the social movements or the civil societies in this context? For all these questions, we need social sciences, humanities. But I think it's also very important to see that we don't need not only the social sciences, humanities, we need also a very intensive and close interplay between the natural sciences as well as the social sciences. So that on the one hand, also my own ministry is very much investing in the necessary equipment of the classical climate research, sending out satellites into space, building research ships and sending it to the Antarctic, and setting up complex computer centers which cost a lot of money, and far more money than social science research is costs. And this is clear that we need this kind of research on the one hand, but there is a clear need to get now the human dimension more explicitly in this whole debate and in the whole research process. You should not get me wrong, I still consider satellites and research vessels as very important, but they are a necessary but not sufficient condition for a convincing research process. So that we need your disciplines which you are representing here. My own ministry is running since many years different research programs to bring together these different research communities. On the one hand, we have a social ecological research program we are running since 10 years here in Germany, and I can tell you that it really takes a lot of time to build a capable a research community and a scientific community, because you have to bring together very different disciplines. They have to learn to interact. They have to learn to get a common understanding of problems, to define a research problem, to develop common and joint approaches. This is really a very time-consuming process, so that I can only recommend to other national governments to build these communities. That is really far more than only spend money for research. It's really a structural target for research policy, which is really a more long-term process to build research communities which are capable to investigate their efforts in these type of complex problems we are facing here. So that the social ecological research in Germany is one. We also will push that in the future very much. We have a so-called framework program on research for sustainability. And in the next 10 years, we will also try to integrate the different efforts, the national science efforts, the economics. We will have a special program on economics for sustainability. We will have a program for social dimensions of climate protection and climate change, and we also will try to get a more and more integrated research policy approach, which really tries to develop a research funding process which brings together the different communities from all relevant disciplines: natural scientists, model builders, computer runners, satellite running teams, and data investigating and analyzing teams, as well as the human dimensions. So that this is really a very complicated process. You have to do it on the one hand on the national level, but the real crucial point is how to establish this approach on an international level, so that I think the United Nations is the key player to build a platform for that. And this conference here is, I think, an excellent example in which direction you have to go. I think you did not reach the target now, but you are still a community of a number of disciplines, and you also have to run this process to get a more integrated, comprehensive approach. So that I think this is exactly the right way to try to come together. There are some questions which have to be solved. For example, what is just burden sharing in the context of international climate negotiations? Very difficult question. What potential conflicts may arise as a result of climate change and measures to adapt to such change? What additional scope for action can we open up? This is really our important questions. You need international answers on that.